Guys, so my friends, the owners have just showed up. I got the young lady to do inside just like I said. So here we go. Now I wanted to show a whole bunch of stuff here. Now hold on, let me just set up the hood. Because their mechanics really screwed them bad. Okay, take a look at this. This is your brake master cylinder right here, and this is the reservoir for the brake fluid. They had removed the fittings. Okay, these are the fittings, and they actually removed these fittings. That's one thing. This was removed because these were busted. So I've made my own. I made myself an L bracket here and just screwed it in so that this is rock solid and won't go anywhere. Again here, there was no fitting. It looked to me like those fittings had been cut and pulled off because it was brand new underneath the fittings. It looked clean, which means those are the types of fittings we're talking about. All these should have those fittings, and they were all gone. Okay, here's the wiring harness I was talking about. And you can see that I've put a little glue gun glue here, a little glue gun glue here, and there's automotive goop, there's all kinds of things, but this is now rock solid, guys. Absolutely rock solid. The parse board underneath actually looks pretty clean. This is what we were talking about. The mechanic yanked this out, which is a really jerk move. Now, we're gonna have to rebuild this. This is your master cylinder, and it looks pretty nasty. The seals are probably going. They're experiencing really weak brake feel. So I've got to bleed the brakes. I've got to redo the master cylinder. These are the kind of projects that people bring into a mechanic, believe it or not, that you don't need a mechanic for. You can do these yourself. I mean, this is readily accessible. It's right here. It's easy to do yourself. Also, this had way too much fluid in it. When they say, do not overfill, they actually mean that, guys. Try not to overfill them. That being said, your transmission is another one where people tend to fill it with fluid. That is bad. It will cause what they call hydrolock or vapor lock. Engine oil, the same thing. If you actually fill the whole engine with oil, it runs really badly or not at all. If you do it on a motorcycle, it won't run at all. So I wanted to cover a few of these details and show you guys exactly what we've done so far and what the state of it is. And that way, as we progress, you can see more. But anywhere you see a zip tie, there was no fittings at all. Now this is the dangerous one because this is from your brake master cylinder to the brake reservoir. And the guy actually cut this from what I could see. And they know that this was mint because they bought the battery brand new. It was there, the mechanic installed it. And then when they told him they wanted the truck back, they did that to it. And I had to jury rig it because we don't have the proper post. But you can jury rig it and it's not that complicated. All you need is a bolt and a nut. And you can see how that works there. So you put the bolt in, you put the nut on, you put this in underneath, and then you screw the nut down once the bolt's in tight. And that's a good solid, rock solid fix that will last for years and years and years, and it wasn't gonna cause a problem. So there's so many little things here that I wanted to cover with you guys. This truck is like the perfect opportunity. Now you see this? This is our problem. Now it seems smooth when you operate it, but the spring is messed up. It's pretty much toast. It needs a new spring. And we need to go through the whole mechanism. This has also been lubed up, but again, it needs a new spring. Those are the things that need to be done. They're cheap, guys. So I'm gonna go through this whole truck over the course of the next month or two, and we are gonna show you guys all the little things that need to be done. They said they needed to replace the wiper arms. The wipers work perfectly now. What it does need is these guys replaced. These run through here and carry your windshield washer fluid, and they'll sit right here on a little clip-on, okay? And that's just your washer vents. They're just the jets that spit out the washer fluid. They're cheap, really cheap. So one of them is broken off here inside of there because they were cheap and really rusted badly. But other than that, the wiper arms themselves are fine. I said in a previous video these wiper arms are a bit of a problem, but it's only because the way the industry standards are, there is no standard, and it's really kind of crappy. I'm gonna cut these to 5-minute videos and keep them at that length, but you can see we've done a fair bit already. We got it from it didn't run at all to now it runs great, sounds good, runs good. We've dealt with the rust, so it's not gonna be getting worse over the winter. I'm not sure how much more we're gonna be able to do this year because the year is coming to a close. It's starting to get cold here. But little things like that need to be done. I'm gonna show you guys how to restore your rims. I'm gonna show you how to fix these types of problems cheaply and inexpensively to the point where it's a laugh. I mean, this literally cost us, they were saying it was going to be a couple of grand to repair their wiper system, and this cost us the price of the wipers, like 40 bucks. It's going to cost us like $5 for these guys, for the vents, for the jets. And it cost us, well, I already had the glue and the glue gun, so that cost nothing. And this is how it is. I mean, it's such a cheap job to do, and they totally were going to rip them for it. And it wouldn't even have fixed the problem, because the problem, as you saw, was in the harness itself, not in any other component. So other than the wiper arms being, you know, older, we found the right ones. These are what I was talking about, the pin with the top lock button. Anyway, that's it for this video. And the next video, we're going to do a little bit more on the rust. I'll show you guys how to deal with one of the rust spots before it gets bad. I'll take a small one like this, where it's bubbling through the paint, and show you guys how to deal with it. Keith out.